Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Bear Pen. I am super excited to be here again for part two of our wonderful, perfect adventure, The Secret Life of Cats. So, I am your GM today. My name is Aries or Adrian, whichever you prefer. And, well, I am just really happy that we get to do this again because this is using my favorite RPG system out there, which is Fate, the Fate Core system. And you can actually even get quick start rules right on their website. It is a setting agnostic sort of system, so you can run pretty much anything you'd like in it. If you want to run a Muppet adventure, you can do that with Fate. If you want to run Secret Life of Cats, as we're doing now, you can do that in Fate. You can create anything. And honestly, one of the most fun things about it is that when you're sitting around and making characters together and actually creating the world, it's a heck of a lot of fun. It's a heck of a lot of fun. But a few announcements to talk about before we actually get into introducing our amazing characters. So, as some of you that watch the channel would be expecting Blood of the Bayou to come on tomorrow, we are on our season break at the moment, but we are filming our epilogues, and we have a whole bunch of special guests coming on for the epilogues, which is just so exciting for me. We actually have Melee Damage coming on for one of them, and Cynthia Marie from 11 Night coming on for one of them. So that is going to be a heck of a lot of fun. We have the storytellers from the Werewolf Den coming on as well for one of them, which is going to be a lot of fun as well. So if you would like to get early access to those, you can hop into our Patreon, and then you should be able to get them as soon as they come out. We are heading for about one a week, so one should be out on the, I believe, Tuesday. One will come out for the patrons on Tuesday, and then sort of every Tuesday after that. And then after the patrons have had a month of early access, we'll start bringing them out slowly, bit by bit, on YouTube. But that is all that I want to say today about the channel stuff. Why don't we go ahead and pop into saying hello to our wonderful cast and their wonderful cats today? Why don't we get started with our friend Abby? Abby, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, who you're playing, and who, well, where people can find you on the internet and any projects you might be working on.
Hi there. Yeah, my name's Abby. Abby Peterson. I am having a lot of fun with Cat Time. It is one of my favorite games to play. Secret Life of Cats, and I am playing Juliet today. Juliet is a feisty little tuxedo cat, and you will get to see more of her antics in a bit. I keep a lot of my projects out on Twitter. I'm at Clarion Call, though right now I am particularly with an aberrant Atomic Youth game on Wednesdays over at Simulacra TV or Onyx Path, and I play Water Lily, the very calm, trying to be voice of reason superhero gal.
That's very cool. And I was actually trying to fit in everybody's amazing Twitch channels as well, but Nightbot decided that nope, you get a limit on the amount of characters you can put in this command. But however, if you type an exclamation point who into chat, as I just did a moment ago, you can actually follow everyone's Twitters and be able to find their projects there as well. Next up on my screen, I would like to introduce the wonderful Megan.
It's me. Uh, Hi, I'm Megan. She, her. I was playing Gumdrop. Hi, I'm Megan. She, lazy. That's a strong word, but like Gumdrop's lived her life, and she had. She's just happy to be at the cat cafe now, just hanging out. Usually in the window by the kitchen. She doesn't need all this trouble. She left that life. You can find me Twitter at Quinot, and that you can see find when I'm doing different games like I do our Peanuts at the Lawful Geek. That's every other Thursday, and we're playing Scion, and then we hop into other systems, so that gets fun and weird. And I'm also doing playing. We're starting level 11 characters in a Pathfinder game for the Fists of the Ruby Phoenix, which is a new like AP that just came out. I don't know how to play a barbarian. I definitely don't know how to play a level 11 barbarian who has a juggling dedication. But it's fun, and she can throw people in the battle. So what else do I have to know, really?
Throwing people in the battle. What else do you need to know? This is very true.
And that's
All
me.
right. So next up, why don't we go ahead and introduce the amazing Sai? Why don't you tell us who you're playing tonight and where folks can find you?
Hi, I'm Sai, and I will be playing the Calico Sphinx DeLacy tonight, who totally loves everyone and totally wants to be here all the time. You'll see how that happens. You can find me Saturday nights, not this week or next week though, on the Bard's Playhouse, twitch.tv/, the Bard's Playhouse, playing a V5 vampire game, The Fall of London Chronicle. And starting sometime in September, you can find me right here playing Werewolf the Apocalypse. And
This
you
is
can
true.
follow me on Twitter at Twisted Werewolf. I believe that's above my head with a U instead of an O.
Very, very true. And yes, we are hoping to get that started sometime in September. Latest starting October, but we're aiming for September real hard. And next up on my list is the wonderful Di. Why don't you go ahead and tell us all about yourself and who you're playing?
Yes, so I'm Di, she, they. You can find me on Twitter at Dicromaniac. And today I am Weezer, the also a Sphinx. I am obsessed with my sweater. This is a new sweater. My last one got destroyed. I will protect the sweater with my life. Unless there's treats. We'll see. Not sure.
And being that it is a cat cafe, there's a high possibility that there might be treats somewhere in the foreseeable future. And as for myself, I am Aries. You can follow me on Twitter at the Adrian Bear, and I play a whole bunch of games here on the Bear Pin. I am also on Kira's channel or twitch.tv/Kira858, where most Saturdays you can find me playing JC Diaz and Azamar Monk, and that is DM'd by the amazing Eliza Pearl. Eliza Pearl is actually also going to be joining Megan and myself and Ree, and there's somebody else as well. Oh gosh.
No, don't look at me. I forgot I was in it, so I can't help you.
No, hold on. That is for people, isn't it? Yes, that's sorry. That's for
right.
people. Yeah, and it is DM'd. Sorry, it is story told by the wonderful Zach or Z Hello Musings, and he is telling us a very spooky Mage the Ascension story, The Haunting of Melanie Mergot. You can find that starting in September on Saturdays at 5 p.m. PST. So it's going to be a 4-part miniseries. So we're really looking forward to that as well. All right, now, without further ado, we're going to start our fantastic adventure. Knott's Point is a small seaside village, and it is very, very cozy, and not a whole lot happens there. However, it does happen to be a little bit of a tourist trap because it's not too far away from the big cities, and there is an old lighthouse there that people like to go and take photos of. And there are a number of woods in the area as well, so people go there camping and hiking and such. And at this point in time, being that it is Friday the 13th, there are a number of people that have actually started making their way to Knott's Point because there is a camp in the area that they actually did a bit of filming at for various B-grade horror movies. It wasn't quite Friday the 13th, but it was one of those spin-off of a spin-off of a spin-off. So people like to go to the campgrounds around this time of year and have a little bit of spooky adventures. So Knott's Point is a lot busier this week than it usually is at most times of the year. And where we pan our camera is to the wonderful, cozy little cat cafe that belongs to Mrs. Haversham. Mrs. Haversham's Cat Cafe is a staple in the village, and she has been running this for quite a few years. Originally, she was running it with her husband, Mr. Haversham, but he passed away around about 5 or so years ago. Since then, she has been helped out by her nephew, Anthony, who comes in and he is bussing tables and helping with the cats and helping with everything she might need, as she is quite an elderly woman in her 70s. But Mrs. Haversham and her husband, for many years, liked to help out stray cats, and they got a bit of a reputation for if anybody needed to foster a cat for a while, they would happily do that. And so they decided, well, why don't we turn this into something that is a bit of a business as well? And they founded the Cat Cafe. It is in this cat cafe that we find ourselves today. We are at about 1 p.m. in the afternoon or just before 1 p.m. So the lunch rush is starting. There are people walking around. It is quite packed today. So for my wonderful friends here, you can actually see there on the fate table itself, there are a few aspects that I have put on the table. One of the aspects is out of towners, and you can see that the cat cafe itself is crowded. And obviously, Mrs. Haversham's cat cafe has the aspect of being cozy and comfy. For those of you that haven't played Fate before, how it works is that there are different, shall we say, tags or things that you can use to describe players and NPCs and scenes as well. And these are aspects that can be put up on the table. And if at some point there is an action that one of our players want to take and they feel that the specific table aspect might factor into what they're doing, if they can justify it, they can use a fate point and then they might get a bump to their roll or a reroll. So those aspects are there for you. To start off our game, I would like everyone, please, just to roll me 1d6 and just tell me the number that you get.
5.
5. All right.
6.
6. All right.
3.
3.
2.
2. All right. So, Weezer, you are a relatively newish addition to the cafe. You haven't been there that long, but Mrs. Haversham has been taking really good care of you, and she gave you a brand new sweater, and it is just everything in the world. It is cozy and it is comfy, and you find yourself this afternoon sitting on a counter next to the oldest cat in the cat cafe, who is a great Persian, and he is really old now. He's around 15, and he was actually Mrs. Havisham's very first cat that they ever had. And he is telling you some stories, and he is waxing philosophical about the old days. And it was about that time that I realized that, in fact, the spot that was on the floor was actually not anything that I could catch. You see, now they happen to have these devices that they shine, and they make little red dots appear in place. Now, I had a devil of a time trying to chase it, and I could never catch it, you see, until I realized that, in fact, it was leading back to Mr. Havisham's hand, you see. Can you imagine?
This sounds like some sort of magic and trickery. Why would the humans do this to us?
Well, I'm not entirely sure myself. They seem to derive some kind of enjoyment from seeing us scamper around. You see, it was. I apologize. What were we talking about? I seem to have lost my place.
Weezer sort of does the cat thing. He has some of Mr. Mephistophelies' fur in his mouth. Is trying to brush that away. It's not a sensation he's used to. And it's like, but the red dot were they ever able to get the red dot? We're talking about the red dot.
Oh, my goodness. Let me tell you a story about a red dot. It was quite some time ago. See, it took me a devil of a time. And he is sort of waxing on about the story again, not really realizing that he's already told you the story not 2 minutes ago. And as all of this is happening, Juliet,
Yes.
it's very busy today. There are so many people around, so very many people around. I would like you, please, to make a notice roll for me, please.
Sure.
So again, if you are all not familiar with Fate, it uses a system where everything is d6s. People will roll 4d6, and certain numbers on the dice will be a plus for a positive. 2 of the numbers will be a negative, and 2 of the numbers will be blank faces. Or if you're lucky enough to have fudge dice, they kind of look like that. But you can use regular d6s as well. A player will roll these 4d6. They will tally up the positive and negatives, and then they will add one of their skills to it, which will also have a different bump as well.
4.
4 successes. All right. You are on one, you are on the counter that is sort of nearer to the back, which is sort of getting close to the entrance where you would enter into the kitchen. This is where people would place their orders. There is the register there, and you are looking around at all of the various people, and your cat is, your tail is swinging back and forward because there's just such a flurry of activity. And then you spot them. You've been waiting all day for them to come in. It is very crowded with tourists right now, but there is a group of elderly ladies who like to visit the cafe on Saturdays. And the wonderful thing about them is that they are a crocheting club. There are 4 of them, and they are just coming in to the cafe at this point in time, and they're beginning to find a table. And a plan has been formulating in your head. You see, they have the most wonderful crochet yarn. Just, it's fantastic. But you know that in order to get your hands on this yarn, this is going to require a lot of planning. This is going to require a lot of help because it's crowded here right now. And well, the last time you tried, your efforts were unsuccessful. Completely unsuccessful.
Juliet is not a good planner. Oh no. So there's the ears, the excitement, the wiggle, like she's just about to jump off the counter and then realizes this isn't gonna work. Who's good at planning? Who's good at planning? Gumdrop's good at planning. We're gonna go bother Gumdrop.
Gumdrop, where do you find yourself this afternoon? I think I know the answer to this, but
Yeah, she's in the kitchen, and if it's particularly busy, there's like a shelf that's like right before the door where they go out with trays and stuff. So sometimes something falls, or maybe a paw just kind of. They're so busy, they're never gonna notice. And then eventually she comes down and collects her earnings, and then goes back up and rinse and repeat. Busy time's a pretty good time.
Indeed. Gumdrop, do me a favor and make a notice roll for me quickly.
Okay. What? And then do I add my skills? So I get like I have like a +2 to notice.
Yes, indeed.
So 3.
3. All right. You are in your favorite spot, and you hear a crash. It's not a very loud crash, but it is a crash of a glass that was on a counter and seems to have fallen off the counter. But looking around, you don't particularly notice that there is another cat in here at this point in time. So you're looking and having a look, but guess they must have been really fast.
That sounds like it's not right in front of me, so that doesn't have to be a me problem right now. Oh, look, salmon canapes.
uh, Anthony finds himself coming into the kitchen as well, and sort of like, no, Gumdrop, did you knock this off? Gumdrop.
She looks as offended as she can.
Anthony cleans up the glass and sort of sweeps it up and sort of like puts it into a bin. It's like, and sort of gives you scratches on your head. It's like, it's okay. And Juliet comes padding into the kitchen.
Yep. And there is exactly where I expected Gumdrop to be. Now the question is, do we go for the front end or the back? Oh, they won't help me. They won't help me if I go from the back. So the tail is left alone, and there's just a slow rise over the shelf of like paws and nose.
It's lunchtime. You're gonna have to come back tomorrow, maybe the day after. My schedule is pretty full.
I need a favor. I need a favor so bad. I need it. I need your help. Help me.
Favors. That involves doing things, and this
You
shelf
like favors? You don't like getting up. I can go get up and get things for you, but I need your help now.
You'd get up. You'd get things for me
later. Now I need you to get up and help me.
What kind of things?
I want the yarn from the yarn ladies.
See, that seems like not edible things, and I don't like to do things that aren't for, things I can eat.
I'll give you my treats next time we do the treats thing, but I just want the yarn. They catch me when I try to get the yarn, and you're good at the not getting caught. Help me.
I know. I'm so young and impressionable. I hate to be a bad influence, but okay, all the treats of yours? Okay. And she'll like surprisingly nimbly hop off the shelf.
Excellent. We're gonna pan for a second to DeLacy. DeLacy, where are you on this wonderful afternoon?
As high as I can possibly be, where no one can reach me. And I'm looking down at everyone and judging them.
And as you are judging these people, I want you to make another notice roll for me, please.
Absolutely. A 3.
A 3. All right. So you see not too far from the highest shelf perch that you have put yourself on, one of the lower tier shelves. There is a cat who has been also relatively recently added to the cafe, and he is sort of like a mix between like a bit of a Burmese and also like a bit of a Maine Coon cat. So very furry, but also there's definitely other stuff going on in his heritage. So his fur is, although very big and very poofy, it is like very fluffed out and sort of spikes. He looks kind of like weirdly put together in a way. He's around 5 years old. He's not super old, but he's a fairly big cat, and his name is Rocket. And you see that Rocket has got this look in his face, one eye's up, and Rocket almost has a permanent blip. But he's got one eye up, and he's just looking, and he is looking at something, but you turn your eyes and you have a look there and you don't see anything. You have no idea what he's looking at, but you don't see anything.
DeLacy is gonna reach. Can DeLacy reach from where they're sitting?
Yeah, if you because he's like one shelf sort of like lower than you, so you'd be able to like get a paw over there.
Yeah, DeLacy's gonna reach down and just bap him on the head.
So his head turns up to you. He's still got the permanent blap going on, and he's like, Hello, DeLacy.
Rocket, what's so interesting?
And he turns back to looking at the direction that he was looking at before, and you see that it is sort of in the direction of the counter that I'd mentioned before, where where Juliet was sitting, and he's looking sort of to the side of it, and he says, "He just keeps standing there. He's been standing there like for hours, the whole day, and he goes and he does some weird things. It's fascinating."
Who's been standing there?
The guy. The guy's been standing there.
The guy? There are many guys in here, Rocket.
I'm turning your head to
Anthony?
look there. There's no one there right now. Absolutely no one is there right now. It's like, he's just this weird old guy. He's just standing there.
All right, Rocket. I'm gonna let you live in your little fantasy world. All right. She's gonna step over him to get down and away.
Excellent. The Weezer, you have been listening to Mr. Mephistopheles for a while now, and he looks at you and says, I think I'm going to have a short nap. 5 or 6 hours is a quick one. Yes. And he just falls asleep, like without even continuing his talk to you. Go ahead and make a notice roll for me, please, Weezer.
Okay, let's see here. Notice roll. All right, and that's just going to be my regular straight 4.
Yes. And you, if you have any ranks in notice, you can add a plus to it.
I am great at noticing things because I'm very curious. So that is, I got a fair on my roll, and then I get a +4, so that gives me a 6.
Excellent. So you have been paying really good attention to everything that has been going on and around here in the cat cafe, and you notice a couple of things. The first thing you notice is that you do also see the group of elderly ladies that is part of the crochet club that has come in, and they have managed to get their favorite table after waiting for a while. And you see that they have a whole bunch of really big bags with them, and they are talking, and Anthony is busy taking orders. And you also are looking around, and you see Juliet is having sorry, not Juliet, DeLacy is having a conversation with Rocket, who arrived a little bit before you to the cafe. And you also have a look to see Juliet jump off and head to the kitchen. But the other thing that you notice is that just out of the corner of your eye, on a table that is full of four people that are definitely out of towners, because their style of dress is like much more suited to the city, and they are deep in conversation. And you notice that the water glass that is on the table right next to one of the patrons just kind of like slides a little bit, slides, and then just falls off the table.
I jump up, probably knocking into Mr. Mephistopheles, who probably doesn't even notice me at all. He's out.
Not at all. He's out.
I would probably scramble and make a beeline for Rocket and Delancey, just freaked out by the loud noise. Rumble over. Did you see that? Did you see that? It was loud, and I think it might be wet.
What?
The glass, the tube, the tube they keep the water in. the human water tube. It fell and it broke and it was loud and it's wet now. Over there.
That
Wet.
happens all the time. People drop things in here all the time. I knock things off of things all the time. It happens.
We can do that?
Yes.
Are we allowed to do that?
No.
Are we allowed to do that? What? Does everything make wet, or do some things stay dry?
Rocket sort of turns his head to you and says, no, some things are wet and some things are dry. And he still has his like almost permanent blip going on. You can knock whatever you want off whenever you feel like. And he turns his attention back to the vacant spot that he was staring at.
That's the only thing I can agree with him on.
Is there anything near me that I can knock off of a high surface?
These specific shelves have been designed to be purchased for the cats. So they have, they are like kind of carpeted as far as it goes. Occasionally there are some, toys that the cats bring up there themselves. But you do find that on one of the lower shelves, somebody has left one of those small, it's like a little ball that has a thing attached to it with like a little mouse on it that you can hit over and knock again and again and again. But there is one of those on one of the shelves that is close to you.
I slink down the shelves carefully and I sit next to it and sort of look back up at Delancey and Rocket and slowly, gently nudge just a little bit.
You're pushing this thing. Let's see how slow and gentle you can be there. Why don't you go ahead and make let's make a fight roll here to see just how slow and or gentle this is. Are you as careful as you think you're being?
Well, so I rolled a mediocre, flat 0. I do have a 2 in fight though, so
that gives you a +2. All right, so you're a little bit less gentle than you thought you were, and you push this toy off and it goes flying and sort of it falls and hits somebody like on the head where they're sitting there. They're like, ow, look up at you.
I immediately scramble back up to Rocket and Delancey. Was it supposed to do that?
Absolutely.
That was fun. Let's do it again.
And the camera pans back to our Gumdrop and Juliet.
Before they go anywhere, Gumdrop's just going to turn around again real quick to like where the glass broke.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of like scan, because that's a mystery that has not been solved yet. And that could be trouble for her. She doesn't like trouble for her. This kitchen is her kitchen.
You can make an investigate roll for me, please.
Oh, good. Nah, 2.
2?
Yeah.
I mean, 2 is still good. So you are looking around the kitchen and sniffing around the area where the glass is, and there are, the sense of other cats, and there are the sense of, the humans, so Mrs. Haversham and Anthony, that are specifically in this place. And you don't sniff anything that recent, but something you do get a mild hint in the area of the scent of nerves and catnip.
Wait a second. Juliet is what? Okay, just show yourself. I don't have the energy to look for you, but I'll find you.
Who are you talking to?
I think we have our friend who has a problem, which apparently has not been taken care of.
What, Dinkles?
I'm worried about it, but I can.
In
Tinkles? Tinkles?
in one of the cupboards that are under the counter there, the door slowly opens a little bit, and you see Tinkle's paw come out there, and he doesn't come out himself. He's like, what did you need something, Gumdrop?
You're supposed to tell me if you're in here. I thought we had that talk because I need to know if you're in here.
In where?
Oh, Julia, I don't
We're
know
in the
what to do
kitchen.
about yes.
I'm in the kitchen.
Oh God. Okay. Hey, you want to follow my voice? Follow my voice.
I can go get him.
That sounds like a lot of work right now. I'm kind of really enjoying the space that I'm in at the moment.
Oh no, I think he got the whole bag this time. Hey, she's gonna like pad up like slowly into the cabinet. Hey, buddy. I'm gonna put my paw in. This is my paw, okay? How many toe beans am I holding up?
When did your paws get so big, Gumdrop? Have you been working out?
I see. Okay.
This could be as fun as the yarn.
And you can see he is rolled up on his back now, and there's just a whole mess of catnip all around him and a ripped up little bag.
It cannot be traced to me. Actually, Gumdrop is gonna like try to sweep up the remnants with her paws and try to like pop them like under the cabinet. Like she's just trying to like remove it's fine. Take like the baggie, puts it under. Okay, buddy. I don't like cleaning up your messes, but your mess is my mess.
What are you talking about?
We cannot compromise the integrity of the kitchen.
When did Juliet get here?
We're gonna get yarn.
Okay, I'm gonna go
to
back to enjoying myself.
You know what? Hey, buddy, you do that. And I feel like she's like slowly starting to close the cabinet.
I was about to say, like Juliet is reaching out a paw, and you can tell like she's just 3 seconds from batting something on him to see what happens. But you're closing the door.
I kind of want to see it.
Excellent.
Give him a little tap. Give him a little tap.
So yeah, there's definitely that hovering paw, and then the whack.
And he goes, oh.
Okay, good. Okay, enjoy your trip. Send a postcard. She's okay. At least we know where he is. Also, then I don't think he broke that glass.
What glass?
There was a glass and it broke, and I did not allow that glass to be broke. Not here in the kitchen. I don't like that. I do not like this at all. Okay, we're gonna go out. We're gonna get that yarn because I'm gonna get my treats, but we got to be on alert.
Okay, I can watch for glasses.
Good, because I kind of don't want to, because that's quite boring. And she'll like start walking towards the main gate.
You know for a fact that she's lying. Like she'll notice a thing, but like 4 seconds later she'll notice another thing. Juliet is not helpful to this endeavor.
Gumdrop just needed someone to say yes so she could go on.
I've
got it covered. It's great.
And as Gumdrop and Juliet sort of pad out of the kitchen and sort of make their way back into the main cat cafe entrance, I want Lacey and Weezer to make a empathy roll for me, please.
Oh, 3.
All right.
Empathy?
Yeah.
That would be also a 3.
Very good. So you're having this conversation, and Weezer, you have just discovered the joys of I'm a cat. I can knock anything off that I want. Both DeLacy and Weezer, you notice that Gumdrop and Juliet have padded out of the kitchen, and you get the instinct that there's more fun to be had. There's more fun to be had there if you follow what they're doing. And Lacey, you recognize the look in Juliet's eyes, the from the last caper that you had. There's something afoot here. You might you might get another score out of this if you work your paws correctly.
I might, but also other cats. Yeah, DeLacy's not gonna say anything to Weezer or Rocket and just go follow those two.
Well, Delancey's my new best friend. DeLacy's my new best friend because they tell me how to knock things off of the counters, so I'm following them. They have the best ideas. The best.
Juliet
Leave me
and
alone.
Juliet and Gumdrop, you are just jumping up onto another perch to sort of survey the scene and try to get a lay of the land. And you notice that both DeLacy and Weezer are coming up to you.
Lacey, you're on the ground. You hate it on the ground.
I do hate it on the ground.
We're gonna get Yarn.
I should have expected nothing else. Nothing else from you.
And
Where are
just
you getting
yarn.
the yarn?
There's no other thing to get from it. It's just for the joy of getting yarn.
I can at least watch, right? See what happens.
We can have sweaters out of yarn. If we get the yarn, maybe we get more sweaters.
This is not sweater yarn. This is eating yarn and tearing up yarn and dragging across the room yarn.
Hey, Juliet and Lacey. 1 second, little one. Okay, listen, are we gonna bring on like a new person? Because here's the thing. I've worked with both of you, right? I don't want to be doing this, but if we're going to do this, we have to do this right. And I don't know if that one's ready for it yet.
Oh, absolutely not. So we should absolutely let them.
You always
I
have the
mean,
most
she's not
interesting
gonna learn
arguments.
anything if she doesn't.
Looks again.
She didn't know you could knock things off other things. Come on.
You could definitely knock things off other things.
Oh, okay. You know what? I've already kind of gotten bored of this conversation, so I guess they're coming. So, I just starts.
All right.
The
Standing
Long-
outside the circle, bouncing up and down, trying to like get their attention. Like, still.
They like turn out of the circle. Welcome to the team.
Are we really a team? Do we have to call ourselves that?
Okay. Hi.
being a team.
Weezer.
Never been a team.
Gumdrop. Here's the thing. Weezer can go first.
Wait, what's a team?
I mean, it's your plan, so you tell me the plan. I just want the yarn.
Oh, the plan is get the yarn.
Oh. Okay, Weezer, we're gonna get the yarn.
We're gonna get the yarn.
Okay, let's go get the yarn. Let's ask them. I start trying.
They don't want to give us the yarn. The yarn ladies like their yarn. They're very possessive.
Weezer's adorable.
We can ask.
Let's see what happens. Let the kitten go first. We'll go back, and that'll be like how we assess the situation.
Okay, I'll go.
Go.
All right.
Just like take a step back away from.
With no fear, no awareness,
This is
Peter
happening.
just bounces and flounces his little sweater body over to the yarn and looks up at the ladies. And Weezer knows that if you rub your head against humans' legs, then they like you. So Weezer's gonna kind of rub against the oldest lady of the group. Weezer's gonna pick out the very oldest one and just sort of do the head rub.
Very good. And you can see that this woman is probably around about the same age as Mrs. Haversham, sort of in her mid to late 70s. She has her hair sort of done up in that old beehive style, but it is, she's wearing a sort of very simple floral pattern dress. Um, which is very nice, but it's something a grandma would wear. And she and her friends are busy talking, and one of them has a little crochet hook out and is busy crocheting something while they have their tea on the table. And Anthony is slowly but surely making his way towards the table. And as you are rubbing up against this old lady's leg, and he says, "Oh, is everything okay here? Can I get you guys anything to eat?" And the one woman says, "Oh no, thank you, dear. We're fine for now. Just the tea is good." Um, Weezer, you can make an let's make a rapport roll for me here. And Anthony walks back towards the counter, and DeLacy and Juliet and Gumdrop, you see that Anthony is busy speaking to this younger woman who has, I say younger comparatively to the woman at the table that Weezer is at. She's in her early to mid 20s, roughly around the same age as Anthony, and she is definitely an out of towner. You have not recognized her, and she is busy talking to him. And you can notice that he's got a little bit of red in his cheeks while he's busy talking to this woman, and they are having an animated conversation together.
Noted.
One. All right, one. So the woman that you are busy rubbing up against the against her leg now, she sort of reaches down to sort of give you some scratches on the head, and then goes back to her sort of crocheting that she is busy doing now. But you, from this angle, get a pretty good look in the chairs that in between the seats, because they are two there are two women sat next to each other, but on their seat, but in between the seat, you notice that there is a very large sort of knitted woolen bag that is there, and you can just peek, hanging ever so slightly out of there, a little bit of this crochet yarn that is just peeking over the edge ever so slightly.
Um, I am going to meow at the little old lady and ask her in my cat language, can I can I have the yard? Meow, meow, meow. Can I have the yard? I said I was
uh,
gonna ask.
this is very true. You are meowing up a storm, and I would like the other three of our cats to make a notice roll for me, please.
Is he trying to? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is a mistake.
It's gonna be 2.
Oh boy. This is a mistake.
Two.
Oh.
Also,
Four.
do.
Two. All right. Oh, was there a four in there?
Oh, four. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Oh my
Gumdrop had a
goodness.
4.
Gumdrops
All
is very
right.
much like, let's see how this goes. Oh no.
So the Anthony has sort of made his way to the counter where the register is, and he is busy talking to this woman. And you can't quite hear what their conversation is, but Anthony sort of like distractedly, he puts his hand up, and in the gesture that just a moment, I need to go get something quickly, and he is walking off to the kitchen. And DeLacy and Abby, you don't notice this particularly. Your eyes sort of follow Anthony as he goes to the kitchen. But Gumdrop, you notice that this woman that Anthony was talking to, as Anthony has trundled off there, you notice that she quickly looks around and reaches her hand into the cash register and then quickly pockets a bit of cash.
Gumdrop's like, no, not in my cafe. And she'll run over and try to bite this woman.
All right, we will come to that in just a moment. Weezer, you are trying to get the attention of this elderly lady, and Juliet, your attention is divided. Weezer's taking a long time. Weezer's taking a real long time here. So I am going to invoke your trouble of I play rough here. You are starting to get really impatient, and she's taking her time. You want that yarn. You really want that yarn.
Mm-hmm.
So you can succumb to this trouble, and I will give you a fate point for that, or you can resist and then you can pay me a fate point.
No, I think she was definitely on the I'm going in. I need it. I can do this. It didn't work last time, but I can do it now.
Weezer, you actually hop up onto the table and you are meowing at this lady, trying to get her to give you your yarn. So you make another rapport roll for me here.
Oh, all right. So that's a -1, but I have a +1, so this is going to even out to a 0.
Even out to 0. Now, if there are any of your aspects that you have, that you can conceive of using as as justification, you would be able to pay me a fate point, and you can either get a +2 on that roll that you just made, or you can even do a complete re-roll to that.
Well, I do have a stunt called Basket Case, and it does give me a +2 to my rapport if I can do that.
You can indeed. So the way that stunts will work, the way that I usually run them in Fate games, is that your stunts, you can use each stunt twice per scene. This is currently still one scene. When a new scene comes, I will tell you again, and then you'll be able to refresh those. So you can go ahead and mark one usage counter, and you can explain to us exactly what this basket case entails that you are doing your stunt here.
So I am going to, my stunt is I'm on the table. Little ladies are in front of me. They have these beautiful teacups, and I'm going to lay down so gently and give the lady my biggest, most beautiful kitten eyes, and I'm going to just start gently lapping at the cream in one of the little saucers and just meow at her as I slowly also start nudging the teacup or the saucer maybe a little bit closer to the edge, unable to resist the allure of gravity.
The allure of gravity.
It is almost in chorus that the group of ladies here are let out a kind of like, isn't it cute? And they all are fascinated at giving you some scritches and some cuddles there. And you see that one of them has actually put down their crochet hooks as Juliet comes bounding up and is getting ready to make the jump to snatch up that yarn because she's waited too long now. And you can go ahead, Juliet, and either make me a fight or an athletics roll for me.
Sure. I feel like there is no subtlety left anymore. I'm gonna use the stunt parkour because like she's running in, she's grabbing it, and she's leaving like one bound. Bye bye. Hey. So that is with the stunt, that is 6.
Dang. So you manage to run up and you are jumping up the side of the back of the two chairs, and you're scrambling up there and you grab onto this yarn as the rest of the group of elderly women are focused on Weezer. And Weezer, you see that Juliet has come up there and she is grabbing this yarn and sort of is beginning to run away when DeLacy, you are focused on what these rambunctious cats that don't have the quality of a show cat, the poise and the grace. You are somewhat impressed, but also somewhat there's just no tact to you people. You are focused on them, and you hear a a little a little falling sound and another bit of another shattering sound, and you look quickly to closer to where the counter is, and you see that a glass has also fallen off the one of the counters that is closer to where the woman who was speaking to Anthony has pickpocketed. So, well, not pickpocketed exactly, just jacked money from the register, basically, as Gumdrop is sort of making her way towards them. DeLacy, I want you to also make a notice roll for me.
Okay. I am going to use my stunt on that, my King of Pride Rock stunt, which gives me
Okay.
a +2 to stealth and notice.
Excellent.
Just before anything else. That's going to be a 3.
A 3. All right. So from this vantage point, up on the other side of the cafe, on that same perch that you were sitting on, which is close to where Weezer was sitting, you see that Weezer's gaze is almost directly to where the empty space is, where the glass sort of fell down.
I'm gonna go.
Not Weezer, sorry, Rocket's gaze.
I'm gonna go over to where the glass fell. I'm not even gonna bother with Rocket at this point. I'm just gonna go right to where the glass fell.
All right, you make your way there, and we are gonna transition back to Gumdrop on the ground, getting ready to come up and bite this woman who is thieving from the cafe.
Money is food. That's the thing they trade for, the food. I've seen it.
You can go ahead and make a fight roll for me,
God,
please.
This is not a smart decision. One.
You do bite her sort of on the leg, and she says, "Ow! Why are you biting me at this?" And she actually calls out for Anthony. Sorry, can I get some help? This one is biting me. And Anthony does come back from the kitchen. He's like, "Oh, I left the." And he closes the register and like, Gumdrop. Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. And he sort of picks you up, Gumdrop, as you are struggling and fighting there. And she's, I don't know. I guess she just doesn't like me. This is maybe you should, I don't know, go put her in the kitchen or something. Is this?
She actually stops fighting a little. Huh.
And Anthony sort of looks to Gumdrop and says, "All right, Gumdrop, maybe we take you to the kitchen. And DeLacy, what are you were there with this other, and at this time it was not a glass that fell. This was on one of the shelves that is not usually meant for cats. This is more like a little display case, and there was a tiny little vase which had some flowers in it, which, you know, someone thought was a good idea, but really there are so many cats here, you should just never have vases around. And that seems to have fallen and broken on the ground there with its little flowers on the ground. What would you like to do?
And as far as I can tell, there are no other cats around.
Make an investigate roll for me.
Okay.
Make an investigate roll for me.
2.
2. You are sniffing around the area and doesn't seem to be any other cats around.
Darn, I can't blame this one on Schrodinger.
As you say that, you hear a voice pop up. Hello.
Oh God.
And out of nowhere is the Siamese cat of Schrodinger with his long face and piercing blue eyes, and he is just right next to you and is looking at you.
Speak of the devil and he shall come.
I wasn't aware that I am the devil, DeLacy. Perhaps some more self-reflection is in order. How are you this afternoon?
I was better before watching the whole disaster over there. But then more stuff fell down. And I kind of think it was you.
Oh no,
But
I wasn't here a moment ago. I'm not sure where I was. I go places sometimes, DeLacy. But I have noticed that there have been a few things falling today. I'm not sure why.
Really, you haven't seen a man that no one else can see, like our buddy Rocket up there?
Oh, he is very new. Yes. No, I have not seen any strange men. Although, to be fair, most of them are strange here.
You're right. I can agree with you on that, at least.
Perhaps you should consult Mr. Mephistopheles. He is knowledgeable about these things.
You sure he's not just going to tell you the same story 6 times and then fall asleep?
That's a distinct possibility. I have much to ponder about potentially being the devil. I will see you, DeLacy. And he slowly
Before I
pads
see
off.
you.
Back to Juliet and Weezer. As you are slowly pushing this teacup and saucer closer to the lap of one of these elderly ladies, she manages to sort of stop the cup, but Juliet has jumped and has grabbed the yarn and is... How are you making your exit, Juliet?
It is still the same motion. She has not stopped moving. She got it in her mouth. She just turns, and you hear that very classic as like a cat Tokyo drifts when they don't have purchase on the floor. But then she's clearly like attempting to rev up and get gone.
That's perfect. Why don't you go ahead? It is a little bit, as I mentioned, it's quite crowded here right now. There are a number of people walking around and finding different chairs and different tables, and they actually even hired 1 or 2 extra servers because they knew it was going to be quite busy here. So you can go ahead and make an athletics roll for me just to see how effective your escape is here.
Sure, excellent. Okay. So that is only a 3.
3 is very
you know
good.
What? Here we are.
3 is very good. It's a success. It's very good. So you are
good at physical things.
You are scooting around legs and you are pulling this yarn, which is unfortunately attached inside this bag with a couple of crochet needles, and the bag is pulling up and around. And Weezer, you see that this giant bag is busy pulling against the back of this chair, and you are looking at Juliet as she is scampering away, and she is fast reaching the end of where a knot is going to yank her back. You have a moment to react. What would you like to do?
I want to finish knocking the saucer off the table just in one move, just keep being the distraction. Really what it is I see the yarn and I want the yarn, so I'm just done with the saucer. I'm saying no more of that and going after the yarn because that is way more interesting right now.
All right, we're gonna have you make a this is sort of like quick motion where you're gonna try to do two things at the same time there. So we'll make it an athletics roll.
So bad. We're so bad. Oh no.
Okay, that's a 2.
That's a 2. You push the saucer off of the table into the lap of this elderly woman, and she's like, "Oh no!" She's, "Oh, I need a tissue or something, Ethel." And she is speaking to one of the other women across from her, and as she turns, you jump up and you catch on to this other piece of yarn, which you see is stuck on some of the crochet hooks, but you just bite the sort of the whole bundle and you jump up and over the back of the chair, and you are racing in the same direction with a couple of little crochet hooks and a bundle of yarn in your mouth towards the same direction that Juliet is going. And DeLacy, you see this whole mess coming as Anthony has sort of taken your friend Gumdrop back into the kitchen, and you see that the others are racing towards the kitchen as well. I'm going to have you make one last notice roll for me before we go to break, DeLacy.
I am going to use my King of Pride Rock stunt again.
Silky smooth, everybody.
Got what I
It's
want.
going to be a 5.
A 5. All right. So you notice that in the commotion of people being distracted and Gumdrop being taken away and all of this that is happening right now, you notice that this young woman who had been bitten by Gumdrop and who was sort of flirting with Anthony, you notice as she surreptitiously is sort of looking around and very quietly begins to make her way upstairs. And
I'm
that,
following her.
And that is where we're going to take our break here. So
Yeah,
thank you
yes.
all for joining us. Thank you all for joining us on this wonderful catastrophe. And we're going to go to break here. We'll be about 10 to 15 minutes, and we'll be back shortly. So see you soon. And welcome back. We are live for the second half of The Secret Life of Cats Part 2. And some of our wonderful kitties have been racing their way back to the kitchen where they saw their friend Gumdrop being taken off. And DeLacy is following this strange lady upstairs. We're first going to move to the cats in the kitchen as Anthony has sat you down back on the counter there, and he goes to the cupboard, the locked cupboard previously, unlocks it and pulls out a little wet food treat for you. He's like, here, and he opens it up like, don't be biting people, Gumdrop. This is just relax a little. And he makes his way back out of the kitchen as the rest of you are running in with a whole bunch of yarn. But you notice that Juliet and Weezer are not alone, as padding in, still with the blep on his face, is our friend Rocket, as he has come in and he is looking at you all kind of quizzically. It's like, oh, you wanted the yarn?
Yes, yes, I did.
They wanted the yarn. I'm actually kind of getting what I want right now.
I think your friend DeLacy is following that strange man upstairs.
What strange man?
The old one, he's wearing like this kind of sweater that has these patterns on, and this bowl bald, and has these things on his eyes that people use them to see sometimes. You didn't see him around.
She's listening, but she's also like kicking at and kind of vaguely destroying the yarn in front of her.
And you see that Rocket, as he's talking to you, he sort of pads to one of the other cupboards that is under one of the counters and sort of like pours it open. And you know that this is where Mrs. Haversham stores like her empty bags from the store, like the plastic bags and stuff like that. And he sort of like grabs one and pulls it out, and it's kind of like licking on the bag.
I immediately freak out when I see that door open, because it's like, no, it's scary in there. I don't like it. And it's like, huddle back close to my yarn.
I'm gonna let Gumdrop and Juliet, maybe not. You haven't been in as long as Gumdrop has, but Gumdrop, you can make a lore roll for me, please.
Okay.
Cat lore.
I don't think anything can help. Okay. Oh, nothing. Just 0.
0. If you would like to pay me a fate point, you might be able to use one of your aspects or even one of the table aspects, which I could suggest Mrs. Haversham's Cat Cafe, because you are aware of the place, to either get a +2 or a reroll.
Okay, yeah, you got one.
Do you want the +2 or do you want the reroll?
Let's gonna take that +2 because I don't have anything to help with.
As Weezer has sort of like backed up and is kind of like weirded out by the cupboard that Rocket has opened, you are looking at Rocket that is busy, as cats do for some weird reasons, licking this plastic bag. Something about the description that he's given of this strange old man rings a bell. You remember that's what Mr. Havisham used to look like. But he's been dead for 5 years.
She's going to finish like licking up the wet tree first, because she needs to have all the treat in her that is possible. Oh, hi. Okay. This is gonna be work. Cats. Other cats that have made me do things today that I didn't want to. We're gonna have to do more things that I don't want to. That sounds like Mr. Havisham, and he's been dead. Little one, I do not mean to scare you, but also, I think we are being haunted. And also, oh my, DeLacy went up there.
Is DeLacy in trouble?
Mr.
Haversham sounded nice.
I don't know if being dead would change that. Some people kind of change when they're dead, mostly because they don't move, but...
I have 2 questions. What's haunted? And what happened to my friend, DeLacy?
Okay. One, it's probably better if you don't know. We'll show you. Don't tell them. And let's go upstairs and find out. Oh, we gotta go upstairs. I don't want to go up the stairs.
As you're
There's
having
Rudgle.
as you're having this conversation, Rocket sort of looks up in between Lex and he says, "Oh, he's dead. That makes sense."
You see dead people a lot?
I think it's a side effect from the bags.
Oh. Okay. There's like 2 or 3 really solid like kicks against the yarn bundle again, and then she puts it down and is like, "Come on, let's go." And just
one sec, Rocket. I'm going to ask you a question, and I do not want the answer. Okay? do you? Is there often not alive people in the cafe? And then she starts walking towards where they're going.
oh no.
She doesn't even look behind.
He keeps on sort of like licking it. He's like, I don't know, but if you maybe if you have the bags too, you can see them.
Those are for you. Bye.
Should I
Enjoy. No, absolutely not. No.
Headbutts Weezer in the butt in the direction that we're going.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, DeLacy, we're gonna pull back to you for a moment. The camera pans to DeLacy busy going up the stairs, and you know that the upstairs are where Mrs. Haversham has her own living quarters. So the actual cat cafe itself is about 3 floors. So you see that this woman is going up the stairs, and she is beginning to very quietly look around the apartment. Oh, the living space here, and you can tell that she is probably casing the joint for something that she can pilfer as well.
DeLacy is kind of following right on her heels with like that show cat grace of I am here but you don't see me. Being as quiet as it can be.
That's perfect. Make a stealth roll.
Yeah, I figured that. That is a 6.
Oh my goodness. So this woman does not notice you at all as she is busy pouring through stuff, and you see that she makes her way to where there is sort of a fireplace that is inbuilt and has a sort of a lintel on top of it, and there are a number of things on the up there, but there is specifically, and Mrs. Haversham has made sure to keep it in a little case, but she has a very expensive gift that was given to her by her daughter, which was one of those Fabergé eggs, which is sort of like decorated, and she has it in a little case, so that the cats can't knock it off the counter and break it. But it is on the fireplace there next to some photos, and the woman is sort of noticing this particular item, and she is attempting to open the thing and take it. As she manages to get the case open and sort of like puts it in her purse, as the rest of you are pouring your way upstairs. And as you're coming up the stairs, there is another shelf that is sort of in the wall on the stairs up there, and there are a few knickknacks and stuff that are there. One of them sort of moves by itself and just falls down in front of you.
He's angry. Oh no. He didn't like the yarn. Oh no.
Is that haunted? Is
that part of haunted, yes.
But
Juliet starts making that purr when cats are not comfortable. I was about to say the sound that is the don't I'm not okay.
Do like the backward jump.
Gumdrop and the rest of you, Gumdrop, Weezer, and Juliet, as Juliet is making this sort of uncomfortable purr, you start smelling a smell that to you, Gumdrop, is very familiar. It is the smell of Old Spice that was that you associated with Mr. Haversham, and it is kind of a comforting smell, but you see that there is another one of these items that is on the shelf that is more being pushed in the direction of upstairs. So it's instead of being pushed off the shelf, it's moving along the shelf, sort of dragging your attention to keep going upstairs.
Yeah. No, Gomna's gonna do that. She trusts this feeling. She's like, oh yeah, gave me extra treats. This is probably where this is heading. So
All
it's just to
right.
start like we should go this way.
Okay.
Oh.
Like there's the puff up a little, and then you know there's a slightly fluffier but ready for trouble Juliet moves forward.
Excellent. And you all make your way upstairs into the living area that Mrs. Havisham has here. Her bedrooms are in another part of this upstairs area, but this is more like her own little private living room that she stays at. And you witness that this woman is busy starting to make her way away from the shelf and back down. And I'll have you make a notice roll because DeLacy rolled so well with that stealth to see if you notice her at all.
Fair. Hey. 6.
Oh damn. Got nothing.
Amazing.
Juliet, you definitely see that DeLacy has sort of hidden themselves nearby one of the living room chairs and is eyeing this young woman as she is the woman now is walking slowly back out of this living room area, sort of towards where the stairs would be. She has a bit of time to get there.
There's a creep over to DeLacy, and then the hi.
Hot.
What's happening?
She's taking Miss Havisham's things.
No.
No, I agree with that.
Where is Miss Aversham anyway? Downstairs in the cafe or napping upstairs?
She is downstairs at the cafe. She actually is, doing more of a hosting kind of role because they are so busy that she hired up some extra servers just for this week. So she is more going from table to table and just speaking to people and so taking it a little bit easy as far as things go.
I would like to give you one of my fate points.
Hmm.
And activate the aspect hear me roar.
Very nice. Okay.
As Juliet does the no first time, and then it turns into what is essentially like the Tuxie howling noise of no.
All right, excellent. So
Small cat siren
you
happens.
will get a +2 bump on that, and I'm gonna have you roll. You're trying to grab attention, so I'm gonna make this provoke.
Okay. Oh no. Oh no. That is abysmal. I have a -4.
as
Oh,
negative
no.
4. So if you
Uh,
want,
Yeah, I was like, I might want to
instead
try
of
and re-roll that.
instead
Jeez.
of the +2, you could make it a re-roll for that.
Yeah, probably. Oh Lord.
Okay.
Okay. Do me not do me right, dice. Come on. No,
Is
still,
there
still,
a
still
way?
negative.
Is there a way, like, if she starts yelling and howling, I get super excited and I want to help too, and so I also start yelling because my friend is yelling, so I have to yell.
We're all just gonna yell now.
You are indeed able to start yelling as well, and I'm going to add a aspect to the table of you know just calling it caterwauling, because now there are a couple of cats who are getting really really loud caterwauling. So that aspect is on the table now as well. I hope I chose the right color. And you can also make a provoke roll for me there, please.
All right. Do I have to give you a fate point as well?
If you want to, well, roll it first. And
All right.
then if you want to invoke that aspect of caterwauling, you could potentially get a bump, or you could do a reroll if necessary.
Well, I got a -2, so I'm going to give you a fate point,
Okay. And you can
and I'm going
reroll.
to re-roll that. Okay, well, now it's just a 0.
A 0, a 0. All right. So there, with a 0, we give you the option, and this is something that we call succeeding with a consequence. So if you can just straight up fail it, or if you want to succeed with a consequence, you can accept the consequence. So it is your choice of which you would prefer.
I like consequences. What terrible thing happens? I want to know.
All right, very nice. So you and Juliet start howling and meowing very, very loudly, and you are creating a very loud ruckus up here. And this woman says, "Stop it, stop it." And she actually picks you up by the scruff, Weezer, and she is looking around this room and this apartment here, these upstairs areas. Let's see if she manages to spot anything. She is currently not finding somewhere where she can just stash you. So because she was wanting to maybe like lock you in a bathroom or something like that, so that you wouldn't make too much of a noise. So she ends up actually taking a scarf off of her neck and sort of like grabbing you and sort of wrapping the scarf all around you and sort of putting it over your head to sort of like muffle the noises a bit. She has you under her arm wrapped up like this, and she is rapidly looking for an exit. And you can actually all hear that there is the sound of somebody coming from downstairs, and it says, you hear the voice of Anthony. What are you guys doing up there? This is not the cafe. You're not supposed to. And he is busy coming upstairs.
Gumdrop would like to try using one of her aspects.
Okay.
She knows how to procure things.
Yes.
And she would like to look for perhaps some sort of like tack that she could place in front of this woman's feet as she's very distracted trying to wrap up a kitten in a scarf.
Yeah.
She wants to make her yell out.
All
That's
wrapped
very
up
not
there.
a cat sound.
All right.
Oh no, it's too real.
It's too real. It's got to be too real. All right. So you are looking for attack. So you can indeed make an investigation roll for me, and if you need, you will be able to add the +2 or the.
Can I also add a stunt and then see if I need that?
You can indeed.
She
yes,
does have a nosy nose, and that gives her to +2 to investigator notice.
Excellent. So yes, use that first, and then mark off the stunt. This is a new scene, by the way, so any stunts that
Ugh.
you'd had have refreshed.
Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 3.
Okay. Do you want to add anything to it, or are you happy with the 3?
I feel like no, I feel like a 3 is good for finding attack or something sharp.
Yes. You do actually find, and it's not attack per se, but you know that Anthony is kind of a fan of playing RPGs up here with his friends, and you find an errant D4 that is lying under the couch, and you know that this woman is wearing sort of like very soft shoes and stuff like that. So if she stood in the D4, it would definitely still hurt.
Yeah, Gumdrop picks it up with her mouth and is heading towards about well, she's kind of figuring out if she's going in this direction just to put it just the right spot.
She is beginning to actually start to kind of want to head up the other stairs, which lead to the 3rd floor, because she heard that Anthony is now starting to come up the way. But you place this D4 in her pathway. What are the rest of our cats doing?
Yeah, let's go to Lacey, because you know it's about to blow up if Juliet's about.
I think DeLacy is going to add to all the wailing and howling, but it's not going to be like an annoyed. It's going to be more like an, oh no, I am injured. Come help, please. To maybe install a sense of urgency in Anthony.
Excellent. So we'll have that be deceive, I think.
I'm all for that.
I'll deceive or empathy, your choice.
Deceive. I have a +4 on that.
All right.
Lacey, a liar.
Put it on the show.
It's gonna be a 5.
A 5. All right. You dramatically lie down on the floor and are starting to make pained cries of pain. And Anthony is like, oh no, no. And you can hear the voice that he is busy coming upstairs as this woman is sort of starting almost to get to the point of walking upstairs. I'm going to let to see if Juliet has an action she wants to take as well.
Oh, absolutely. We've moved on to Juliet's default action, which is to basically try to climb her.
All right. Excellent. So you can make an athletics roll there, or you can make a fight roll, your choice.
Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be a fight roll. We don't care if we're being nice going up. She has our kitten.
We want to ruin her day.
I feel so loved.
Okay, that is a 6.
Describe to me exactly what you're doing as the woman is stepping onto this D4 and she is sort of like, ow, yelling out in pain. And Anthony is coming up the stairs. Describe to me exactly what Juliet is doing.
Sure. With the same, smooth movement that stole yarn moments earlier, there is just like bounding across the floor, the scrabbling of going up the lady's pants leg, up the back of her shirt, and just like like the cat that's trying to hang onto your shoulder, but she is not at all attempting to actually keep her balance. Like she's just dragging backward.
In the pain of the claws coming up her back and the pain under her foot of standing on the steep floor while she is wearing very soft shoes, she ends up yelling out in pain and she drops a Weezer from under her arm as Anthony is coming upstairs, and he's like, "What are you doing up here? What are you doing up here? Okay, I'm calling the police." And the woman is looking around. She's going to attempt to book it past Anthony down the stairs. Y'all can assist if you want to assist somehow here. Right, she is running pretty well.
I mean, we could try and trip her.
I was gonna say DeLacy's gonna try and get tangled up in her feet.
Yeah, this is a cat maneuver.
Yeah, absolutely. I probably saw, my best friends climbing her and they're biting her, and I want to do it too, so I'm gonna bite her.
It's like,
All
kid,
right.
grab the other end of the scarf.
All right, so you guys are going to try and trip her as she is running there. Between your combined might, you all can go ahead and roll your fight roll here, or athletics, your choice. And I'm going to say, because this is a combined group effort, you can automatically add a +2 to this.
Oh wow, that puts me at a 6.
Nice.
It's gonna be a 3 for DeLacy.
Excellent.
That is a fight. Okay, so that is God, my math. 5.
Oh my word, this is great.
1.
One is enough. All right, so in unison,
So much work.
you are all getting in front of this woman's legs. You are sort of jumping and scratching her as Anthony is trying to catch her. She's going down, she's trying to head towards the stairs, and with a great mighty tumble, she does hit the ground, and you all are still attacking her while she's on the ground. And he's like, whoa, 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 whoa. I mean, I'm just calling the cop. Calm down, calm down. Whoa. And you hear a voice in the room pop up out of nowhere. Oh my, it seems as if you have caught a trespasser. This is most unfortunate. And
Yeah, thanks for the help.
Oh, I just got here from somewhere. Yes, I think you have this handled. I think I will head out. And we pan the camera as our cats are downstairs and witnessing that the police from Knott's Point have come in, and they have searched this woman a little bit. They managed to find the Fabergé egg that she has stolen, and it seems as if she spent the afternoon in this cafe going around and taking things from various people when they weren't looking, and they are taking her away. And you see that Weezer is standing next to you with the blip in his mouth, and he says, well, that seemed to work out well.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they can't do that. They can't do that here. Like, there's a small headbutt down onto Weezer's head of the.
But I have a question. We stole yarn, but she stole people yarn.
Yarn does not ever become food.
We don't take things from Miss Haversham. We don't
Juliet
take things from Miss
yarn
Haversham.
food.
Hmm?
Juliet makes yarn food.
That's a decision that she's made. That
I chew on it a lot.
It's a
I don't eat
personal.
it.
Well, there's that one time though, remember? And then you had to go to the doctors. Yeah. Okay. So, little one, just think on that. I just think on that, because then I'll have to make. I'm like, oh no. And then I'll have to make someone's sick, and and then no one cooks, and then it's a whole day down, and that's not good for a cat cafe. And then I don't get sometimes they make these almond rolls, but it takes all night, and if they're too tired because they had to take a cat to the hospital, they don't get made.
Okay, so don't steal from people that give you food, and don't eat the yarn.
Yes. Yes. I'm very glad you came with us. I think you're part of the crew now.
Lacey, you're good, very good at sounding sick. How did you get that good at sounding sick?
Sometimes you need people to pay attention to you. And sometimes the only way to get people to pay attention to you is to pretend you're hurt. And then they pay attention to you and give you special treatment.
Oh,
Like
tell
the
if that
old
was-
man, he looks very happy with all of you right now.
Gumdrop actually purrs a little.
Right.
Just like
I'm
a
trying to
quiet,
see the
secret
old
little
man.
purr.
the-
Oh, I think you might need to have some of the bag first.
okay, I'll go.
No.
Gumdrop moving again faster than you ever thought she could. Just like hops onto it. No.
And
Also, don't open that cabinet door.
as this kerfuffle is happening towards the kitchen, we're going to pan out and zoom over the wonderful seaside village of Knott's Point as our amazing cats have foiled a robber and gotten themselves some yarn to play with for the day and even gotten some treats out of the occasion.
Oh my gosh, we're haunted.
You're haunted. You are indeed. All
We must figure out
right.
how to get the ghost to give us treats.
I think we have
she'll-
to look at the plastic bags to get the treats from the ghost.
Oh no, Gumdrop's just like looking at the bag
you gotta,
sometimes.
you gotta lick
Mm,
the bags.
mm.
That's the only way. It's
What
the
does
only way.
Tinkles think about licking the bags? I feel like Tinkles has probably the best information about the bag licking.
Oh, no. Gumdrop's like we can't cross the nip in the bags.
You
I think
cowards!
if you try to take Tinkle's catnip away, he might decide to cut you. I'm just saying.
He's
He's
got a hidden
capable.
fight score in there somewhere, I guess.
Oh no. Yeah, don't cross Tinkles.
So I want to say thank you again to all of my amazing cast here. It was so much fun. I love running this one shot, and I hope that everyone had a really great time today. And thank you for the extra folks that had a follow with us today. And yeah, if you like what we do, go ahead and give us a subscribe. If you want to check out our VODs, we are on YouTube as well. So these will be up on there. And I believe tomorrow, while we are recording, one of our channel members is probably going to be playing Stardew Valley here around 2 p.m. PST. If you want to tune into that, should be a good time. All right, everyone. Thank you very much. And we love you. And have a good Saturday. Oh, Friday for you. Saturday for me.
Hope you get all the treats you want.
Yeah.
All the treats. And
Caterwaul.
plastic bags.
And we're going to go ahead and do a raid on Vanna, I think, here. So goodbye, everybody.